NBC reporter is saying Steve Goncalves has told NBC News, and this has been the mystery we've all been wondering about. Why did the two roommates in the morning call the police about an unconscious person when there was apparently a bloodbath in their home? And this is what we are learning, that Steve Goncalves may have told this NBC News outlet, that you've got to remember these two girls were so upset that when they went outside after seeing this, it wasn't very legible. They couldn't quite understand what the girls were seeing. He's referring to the 911 operator trying to make sense of what these two girls are saying over the phone, but he's saying that they ran outside having seen something horrible, and then he goes on to say one passed out and the other one was hyperventilating, that the message wasn't clear enough for the operator. This makes a lot more sense, that maybe those girls did see part of or some of the bloodbath in the morning and tried to call and could not get the message out to the operator. And one of them was hyperventilating and the other is passing out. And then they just say, hey, we got an unconscious person. We got an unconscious person there. I want to bring in Mark O'Mara. He's a criminal defense attorney and civil rights attorney as well. This, Mark, has been a missing piece for a long time. And I mean, it certainly helps us to understand the mystery of the morning, but there's still a lot of holes. And I just want to get your thoughts on that for starters. And then I'm going to ask you all about the defense.
Yeah, there's so much intrigue in this 6 or 8 hours that nobody called anybody. Perhaps there was something that we don't know about yet. Perhaps they were drinking, or not to impugn their integrity, but were they intoxicated on drugs or alcohol or something? That makes a lot more sense than this woman sees this attacker, or at least a stranger, in her house with a mask on, drives or walks by, and she does nothing for the better part of 6 or 8 hours. That makes no sense, and quite honestly may well be fodder for the defense, because defense attorneys just look for anything to suggest an inexplicable event, and that's reasonable doubt.
So what about the notion that Kohberger matched one of these roommates, DM? We know it's Dylan because we've been talking about these surviving roommates for quite some time. Dylan said that he had bushy eyebrows. She saw bushy eyebrows. That's manna from heaven for prosecutors to have a witness actually give that kind of detail about a face. Not just, he was 6'2" or 5'10" and a light build. It's bushy eyebrows.
No question that is going to be one of the sort of star pieces of evidence of a prosecution's case. The witness on scene can identify at least 3 or 4 or 5 different characteristics of this person. Again, this is an extraordinarily strong case of forensic tying together a noose, if you will, around Kohberger's neck already. And we've only seen 17 pages. Before we're done, actually, there's going to be tens of thousands of pages of discovery on this case.
It's true. Okay, I got to ask you about cell phone pings, because we've been, making huge hay about cell phone pings literally have a roadmap, to Brian Kohberger. But there was one line in the affidavit that I thought, I know Mark O'Mara is going to seize on that, and every defense attorney out there will seize on it. It said that his cell phone pings in Moscow, November 14th. That's the day after. That's Monday after the murders. But investigators, quote, do not believe the phone was in Moscow on that date. Well, then why should anybody believe the phone was in Moscow on any of the other days? Is that what a defense attorney will say in this case?
Absolutely. It's that one little string that you want to pull on, that seed of doubt that may grow into reasonable doubt. In and of itself, maybe not enough, but we don't know what she's doing for 8 hours. Now we know the phone wasn't there. Now we know why wasn't she saying anything. Now we know that 100 people have left DNA. Why his? There's so much more information that needs to come out. But I will tell you, if the next couple of 3 or 4 months are as good an investigative technique as the last couple of months to get us to this point, they've done quite a good job. And of course, with FBI assistance, I must say the best law enforcement agencies in the world, they're going to tie down every loose end on this one.
Do they ever? Because just that timeline that we're looking at on the screen right now, it's got a 2-hour hole in the cell phone, right? Police say that's just when he turned it off because he didn't want to be pinged there. But he's leaving Pullman, and then he disappears, and then he's coming back to Pullman before and after the murders. And is that doubt, or is that reasonable doubt, or is that nope? Well, it depends on what the jury thinks, if it's reasonable or not. I have to leave it there. Mark, you'll come back again, won't you? Because I'm going to call a lot.